beginning of the week, I was invited to a roundtable with Finn Partners and 2K to discuss WWE 2K26. And it turns out there's a lot of new things coming, and we're going to discuss them in this video. First of all, we're going to go over a press release, as well as a lot of the features they were talking about on this roundtable that are making their way to WWE 2K26. Features like gameplay, as well as a lot of the new features coming into the modes. We do have a tiny bit of roster information, as well as some pricing and what you're going to get for each edition that you buy for WWE 2K26. Kicking it off with a press release, I think we should mention that WWE 2K26 is going to feature CM Punk as your showcase star. In the press release, it reads, CM Punk jumps through time to relive incredible moments from his career, narrated by the best in the world himself. Players will now relive iconic matches and battle against WWE legends in fantasy warfare. This showcase gauntlet looks to push players to their limits. CM Punk's rise, rebellion, and return make this the most personal 2K showcase yet. The best in the world roster of 400 plus superstars. WWE 2K26 boasts a roster of over 400 playable characters, the biggest in franchise history, a combination of current superstars from Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, legends and WWE Hall of Famers. The massive roster features John Cena, Macho Man Randy Savage, Rhea Ripley, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Io Sky, Andre the Giant, Drew McIntyre, Braun Breaker, Roddy Piper, Seth Rollins, Logan Paul, Stephanie Vaquer, Eddie Guerrero, Liv Morgan, Bret the Hitman Hart, Penta, Charlotte Flair, Randy Orton, and the new additions and returns including Rey Fenix, Rusev, and Blake Monroe, and many, many more. 4 new match types have been announced for WWE 2K25. We got I Quit match, Inferno match, 3 stages of hell, and the dumpster, as well as stackable tables, new usable objects including shopping carts and thumbtacks, and larger interactive environments offer new but familiar ways to punish opponents. That's right. Weapon physics has finally made a return to the franchise, and this is probably the biggest feature that I can imagine. This is something that I have personally been pushing for a very, very long time. Being a huge fan of SmackDown vs. Raw 2011 physics, this feature will add more dynamics, and we're going to talk about what the devs had to say about it in just a short moment. Intergender matches are available across core game modes. A revamp of the reversal and stamina system adds a layer of strategy and upgrade. And upgraded physics interactions make the action feel more dynamic and dangerous. Interactive entrances and the addition of Booker T and Wade Barrett to the commentary team further refine the audiovisual presentation. I read through that kind of quick, but we are going to give a little bit more details on some of these features that I received during this roundtable visit. Creation Suite, the best-in-class customization mode, now offers 200 creative superstar save slots, doubling the existing count in response to the community's demand. Community Creations now features a double image capacity of 2,000 logos, deeper body and face morphing tools, and two-tone hair color blending, giving players unprecedented freedom to craft the superstars, arenas, and other creations of their dreams. Now we're going to start talking about some of the things that they've added in some of the modes this year. My GM now features new intergender matches, 5, 6, and 8-man matches, plus support for more match types than ever before, vastly increasing the number of possible matches and outcomes. More shows per season pose new management challenges in 2K's strategic brand management simulation mode. My Rise, players define their My Superstar's journey through 2 new division-based storylines where villainous and heroic decisions impact my players like never before. Players can now keep playing even after the main stories are complete, with more unlockable content and achievements to earn for increased replayability. And I know you guys are waiting for this one. Universe Mode. The draft comes to WWE 2K Sandbox mode, where players create their own WWE universe and control match outcomes. Other new introductions include new universe creation wizard, watch show mode, improved Money in the Bank cash-ins, and additional promo types. Now, for some reason, when we were in the roundtable, a lot of the people that were in there were not asking enough universe mode questions, and they didn't do a Q&A until after the presentation was completely done. So we didn't really get as much answered about this, the new creation wizard, as well as what kind of promos. I'm assuming it's backstage promos that have been added, but we didn't really get too much in depth about this. We do have improved Money in the Bank cash-ins, but none of this was really spoken about during this. So it makes me curious to think what really are these additions. The only thing that they really mentioned that was the big sell-all feature for universe mode was this draft, and a lot of people did want the draft, and they were talking about it a little bit. And I know the devs were mentioning that this was a really cool presentation and that they have waited a long time to finally be able to add this within the game. The island is back. 2K's WWE themed world is now bigger and more social than ever, and available for the first time on PC. Players will choose one of 3 factions and battle for control with revamped progression systems, the new Scrapyard Brawl environmental area, fresh towers, new shops, and branded gear, an expanded My Superstar builder with face photo importing, plus upgraded quests complete with superstar voiceovers, cutscenes, and dialogue screens enhanced the immersion experience. My Faction, the collectible card battle mode, is back with new intergender lineups and quick swap matches. Players collect new cards, design and boost their performance with the new faction chemistry and run-in support. New theme card packs and goals will continue to roll out regularly throughout the year with seasonal content refreshes. So that's a little taste of what we have for features in the modes themselves. But when we were on the roundtable, we did get a lot of questions asked about some of these modes as well as gameplay, and we're going to start with gameplay right now. Obviously, shopping cart has been teased over the past few weeks. Well, now we can talk about the shopping cart. The shopping cart will be available within the NXT parking lot or other brawl arenas. You are now able to use that as sort of like a grapple weapon, and you're able to push your opponents around through the back and cause destruction. We haven't seen how any of this gameplay works. We've only seen screenshots of this, so that's what it looks like to me. You're able to just put your opponent in the shopping cart and push it around and probably run them into walls or something. Royal Rumble now has picture-in-picture. Weapon physics are back and now better than ever, with actions happening more organically. Now when throwing someone on a weapon, they take more damage and respond to it differently each time and sell it. And that's exactly how the thumbtack system works as well. And thumbtacks actually stick to the upper body area, either your back or your front, and they leave marks and all that stuff. We've asked the questions and they answered that. So the thumbtack experience is going to be very interesting, as the wrestlers are going to react differently each and every time. And that is due to the ragdoll physics, because they have improved this year, as well as ledge attacks, more ragdoll and less baked in animations, which is something that I really wanted to hear from these devs, because 2K over the years has been a lot of just baked in animations and not enough freedom when it comes to reacting, selling, and just things happening more organically throughout the match. Another new feature that they have brought into the franchise is now 2 people are able to get up on the barricades and brawl out. And this is due to the physics that they have for the island in their new Scrapyard Brawl arena, where 2 people are battling up on a ledge, and that is now integrated within the barricades as well. So now not only can one person get on the barricade, but now 2 people can hop on the barricade LED boards at ringside and just brawl it out. They have a new AI feature this year, and it is AI sequences, and it sounds like they've tried to incorporate this before, but now this is more baked in with the superstar themselves. So now the superstar can perform with the likeness, like John Cena, Penta. If John Cena goes to do the 5-knuckle shuffle, 9 times out of 10, actually 10 out of 10, he's going to go for the attitude adjustment right after that, and that is what happens in game. So there are characters that are pretty unique to each other, and they have that set in stone moveset, and something that you're used to watching on TV. You can expect that to play out in the match now on WWE 2K26, and it sounds like you are able to customize this and create a moveset as well. So when you're making creative characters, you are able to add different movesets and give them these AI sequences as well, which is pretty rad. At the end of the sit down, I was able to ask a couple questions, and one of the questions I asked was, do we have a podium sitting on the outside of title matches this year? Is the title sitting on a podium on the outside? Brian Williams got to get back to me in the chat, and he answered yes, that is the case this year. You are able to use the title in the match as well. During the sit down, they started talking about interactive entrances, and we were kind of able to do this with AEW Fight Forever, where you can trigger pyro during your entrance. And last year in WWE 2K25, we seen the new camera setups where you're able to control the camera and kind of free roam your camera during the entrance setup. Well, this year they took that to an entire new level and I can't wait to talk about it. Lionel Jinx added this year that we get interactive entrances, which added animations that you can now trigger if you are a heel or face, and they have 3 preset animations for each heel and face. These can be triggered at different times during the entrance, as well as triggering your pyro on the stage or in the ring. To me, this is a way more dynamic feel than we've ever seen in a wrestling game, because now it kind of puts you into the entrance. Before, we watched entrances, and 9 times out of 10, after you've seen them a million times, you just kind of skip through them. Now, it kind of feels like you could do something different each time. If you're a universe mode player, this will really come in handy, because you are now able to turn your character heel, babyface, and you can really play that out on your entrance or even in the match, and we're about to get to that. Derek Donahue added that after you have done your entrances and are about to start your match with the warm-up scene, you now have the opportunity to choose how you want to start your match. Previously, the match would start up and it was full speed ahead, which is still an option. But now they have integrated a new start of match mode where you can choose if you want to draw energy from the crowd, or approach for a handshake, or trading blows and chain wrestling, or a rush before the ring bell even happens. You also have the chance to play off AI if AI starts with any of these actions, and you get to choose to respond to that. To me, this is big because I really like TV representation, and this is the kind of feature that you want to take into universe mode. Some people will like it, some people don't, but for me, this is right up my alley, and it makes every match feel different, especially at the start. You're still able to start the match the way that we always have. You can just kind of dash at them and go full speed ahead. But for others, it does now give them the option to control the narrative and the pacing of the match and how they want to start the match. So to me, this is a really cool feature that they've added in, and I'm happy they did it. Earlier, when I was reading the press release, we talked about the new My Faction features. Well, we're going to talk about how this player swap works. You set up your roster with 4 cards, and you can swap them out on the fly during the match, and they keep their finishers and health, and it adds more strategy to the match and utilizes the entire deck of cards. Obviously, this is a perk card. Not every card will have this ability to do the swap player, but once you have it, it does add a little more dynamic to the match for the people that love to play My Faction. This is a pretty cool little feature, and they do keep up in the ante, but I can't imagine how nasty these events are about to be in WWE 2K26. In the My Rise changes, Lionel Jinx said that with My Rise, they really wanted to lean into player choices and making the player feel like they have made decisions that actually pay off. After the story is finished, it sounds like it has a continued career where you can continue to earn XP and continue to play matches and further your career. But with all this good news comes questionable news for some people. WWE 2K26 is finally current gen, which means it is only available for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S and X, PC, and the Switch 2. So Gen 9 consoles only. PS4, Xbox One are a no-go anymore, and it has been confirmed. With that said, it was asked in the sit-down if Community Creations was going to be available on PC, Xbox Series S and X, and PlayStation 5 all together. And here's what Lionel had to say. Due to PC being so customizable, they said that they have to do their due diligence to make sure that things are not being skewed and not ruining other players' experience. So they didn't say that it wasn't all combined, but they might as well have, because with the island being on PC, that is what he's talking about ruining the player's experience for the online. Obviously, we have brands on there. They're really worried about mods breaking the game. That is what it comes down to. The island is available for PC, but with that comes blocking Community Creations. So I don't know how Community Creations is going to work. Obviously, that was not confirmed. Lionel Jinx said they're looking into it and they're going to figure out something for it. But as we stand right now, I wouldn't get your hopes up. It sounds like we're sticking with Xbox Series S and X and PlayStation 5 Community Creations, and it sounds like PC and Switch 2 is going to be on an island of its own. No pun intended. I was really curious how the reversal system was going to be changed in WWE 2K26, so I reached out to Brian Williams to ask the question because I didn't really get a chance to ask it in the sit down, and Brian Williams got back to me and this is his answer. Brian Williams said the stamina meter basically controls your ability to reverse. It's similar to the old reversal stock. The more you reverse, the quicker your stamina drains. If you deplete your stamina completely, you enter into a winded state where you're given a debuff where you lose the ability to reverse for a short time. You'll have to manage your stamina by choosing moves worth reversing. It's not too punishing, and if you turn stamina off, it's business as usual without entering into a winded state. So it sounds like we have the option, to play that way. For me, I kind of like that because it leaves it with more strategy, especially if you're playing online. But if you guys don't like that change in the reversal system, you can basically just turn off stamina in the options and we're back to normal. WWE 2K26 is changing the way DLC works this year, and that to me is questionable. But in the world that we live in today, it's kind of expected. So let's read the press release. DLC gets an upgrade with more post-launch content than ever before. The all-new Ringside Pass offers players additional incentive to play, earning XP across all game modes, excluding online lobbies. 60 free tiers and 40 premium tiers will be available to reward gameplay, with players who can reach tier 40 of the Ringside Premium Pass season able to unlock superstars, cosmetics, and customization items, VC, My Faction, and the Island content, and more. Ringside Pass Premium replaces the previous DLC model, rewarding players with all new playable characters, unavailable on the base game roster, including current superstars, legends, personas, and some unexpected names. 6 Ringside Pass seasons are planned to roll out throughout the year, with Ringside Pass Season 1 available at launch and featuring unlockable superstars and legends previously available in the WWE 2K Supercharge on the free tier. So to me, that sounds like we're kind of locking superstars that we've had for free for a long time. Legends, current roster superstars are now within the Ringside Pass. Obviously, we're going to get into what you get and how you can get the seasons and all that stuff. Usually when you buy the top tier editions, you get all the seasons, and that's still the case this year for 2K26, except they're kind of making you buy it and then play and have incentive to play to keep unlocking stuff. So for those who like unlocking everything, this is great news for you. But for those like me who buy this game on 2 different consoles, it's going to be a grind, a real grind. And locking regular current roster superstars and legends behind that, it's kind of questionable to me, but I'll leave it up to you to decide. The standard edition will be available for $69.99. Players who pre-order the WWE 2K26 standard edition will receive the Joe Hendry pack, a bonus pack of content containing playable superstar Joe Hendry, a Joe Hendry shirt cosmetic item, Joe Hendry My Faction Evo card, and Joe Hendry spin item emote. Players who pre-order any edition of WWE 2K26 for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, or PC will also receive the WWE 2K25 base game digital. The King of Kings edition will be available for $99.99. King of Kings edition includes the standard edition Joe Hendry pack, Ringside Pass Premium Season 1, 32,500 VC, plus the King of Kings pack, which includes playable superstars Triple H 98 and Stephanie McMahon 2000, and a Triple H signature taunt emote for the island. The King of Kings edition will be available for March 6th, 2026, 7 days ahead of the standard edition. The Attitude Era edition will be available for $129.99, in addition to all content included in the King of Kings edition. Attitude Era edition includes access to Ringside Pass Premium Seasons 1 through 4, plus the Attitude Era edition pack, which features playable superstars The Rock 99, Kane 98, China 97, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Rattlesnake, and The Rock People's Champ, My Faction Evo cards, the Raw is War 98 Arena, The Undertaker Thumb Across the Neck, and Shawn Michaels DX crotch chop emotes for the island. The Superstar Mega Boost is also included, which grants 200 My Superstar attribute points for My Rise, plus 100,000 VC. Attitude Era Edition will be available for March 6th, 7 days ahead of Standard Edition. The Monday Night War Edition will be available for $149.99. In addition to all content included in the Attitude Era Edition, Monday Night War Edition includes access to Ringside Pass Premium Seasons 1 through 6, plus the Monday Night War Edition pack, which features playable superstars Shawn Michaels DX, Randy Macho Man Savage 98, Roddy Piper 98, the WCW 1998 Thunder Arena, and a Diamond Dallas Page Bang emote for the island. The Monday Night War Edition also grants entitlement for the WrestleMania 42 pack, which includes the WrestleMania 42 Arena and 3 WrestleMania 42 Superstar Persona cards to be automatically entitled post-launch. Just reading that got my eyes watery, and I'm telling you, that's a lot of information, but it's information that I'm not a huge fan of. I'm not really sure if I like this information. It does say that we're going to get a lot more DLC, but what kind of DLC are we exactly getting when it comes down to it? When I first read this information, I thought that the fans were probably not going to like that we were switching to a season pass / battle pass type deal like they have over in NBA 2K, as well as a lot of other games. They all are starting to go to season passes now. And now we have the 6 season passes, which you do get the same amount of superstars that you would in previous years for DLC, plus a lot more. But it also sounds like you're paying more and you have to play to unlock a lot of other things within it. So it's really up to the fan base on how you feel about this. I know I felt a certain kind of way reading this information, and I'm not really sure how I feel about it, but it's here to stay, and that's what it is. With all the awesome features announced, as well as some of the roster, some of the modes, how are you feeling about WWE 2K26? Let me know in the comments. And if you like content like this, drop a like, drop a subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.